watch me nay nay. Okay. Now watch me whip. Watch me nay nay. Why me do it?
Math morning again. Or math afternoon, math night. I don't know what time it is, but you're watching this video. Today we'll be combining like terms and learning about the distributive property. I played that song. I heard that's what the kids like, so I gave it a shot. Alright, let's go. So the other day, my dad asked me a question. He's always asking me questions. It gets a little old, but so I listened to him. He said, Mr. Durkis, he didn't really call me that. He's my dad, but you know. So he said, can we simplify expressions with variables? I said, Dad, of course you can. Let me show you. So when you simplify, you want to combine the terms that are the same. So we have x's over here, x over there. There's no exponent on it. If there was, it would be a 1. And we have a minus 5. So let me show you how we can do that using these algebra tiles, which I have available for you in class to use too. So 2x, I'm going to pretend that this rectangle over here is equal to an x. So I can move it, 1x, 2x right there. Then we have minus 5, right? It's not minus 5x, it's just minus 5. So these smaller ones will equal negative 1. So I'll move 5 over there. Let's see, so that's minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. And then we have plus 3x. So I'll take 3 more of these x's and move them over there. 1, 2, 3. So this is a visual representation of this expression. So we have 2x, right? You can see the numbers in the variable and in the picture. Minus 5, you can see in the number in the picture right there. And then plus 3x. So can we simplify this? Well, yeah, to me it looks like I can just take these 2x's and these 3x's and combine them. So let me move these 3x's onto this side. So now it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 x's and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So this equation, or not equation, this expression can equal 5x minus 5. And let me write that down for you. We have 5 x's right here, and this is minus 5. Sorry, 5x. 5x minus 5. So this is how you do with algebra tiles. You can also circle the terms that are the same. So the x is 2x and 3x. And then I just combine those. 2x plus 3x, that's 5x. And then the minus 5 is by itself. And I leave it by itself down there. So the answer to my dad, yes, we can simplify expressions with variables. Right, so let's do this example together. First, I'll do it algebraically, and then I'll use the algebra tiles. So I look over here, I have 3x minus 2 minus 5x plus 6. I always circle the terms that are the same before I begin. So I have 3x, right? I look at the variable, it's just x. Then over here, I have a minus 5x. Those are all the x's. Now I'm looking at minus 2 and plus 6. These don't have a variable attached to them, so I can just combine those, minus 2 and plus 6. So I circle those also. If you don't have a different color pen, right, you could underline them, or you could make a box just to show that they're different. So now I'm going to combine. So I have minus 2 and a plus 6. I'll even just write those next to each other. Minus 2 plus 6. And I'll also combine the variables, the x's. So I have 3x, why isn't it written? 3x minus 5x. Now that they're in the right order, I can combine them. So 3 minus 5, when you add these, you just look at the coefficients. That's the number in the front. 3 minus 5, that's going to be negative 2. You can use a calculator to do that, a number line, whatever you need to get the right answer. And they both have an x, so I leave the x right there. Now I'll do the regular numbers that I did in red. So minus 2 plus 6, that equals 4. So minus 2 plus 6 is 4, so I write plus 4. So the simplified version of this expression is minus 2x plus 4. So again, you look, what terms are the same? Those are called like terms. And then you combine them. 3x minus 5x, we got negative 2x. Negative 2 plus 6, we combine those and we got plus 4. Now I'm going to show you how to do that with algebra tiles. Again, I have these in the classroom, so if you want to use them, you can always just let me know. So first, I have 3x, so these green ones, those equal an x, so I'll move those 1, 2, 3. I have 3 x's. Then I have minus 2, so I take these minus 1s, that's minus 1, minus 2. Now I do minus 5x, so I take the minus x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I do plus 6. And so I take the 1s, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. It's hidden right there. And that's 6 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I need to combine them. So I look for ones that can cancel each other out. So if I have this x and a negative x, well, x minus x, that equals 0. So I can really just get rid of those. They cancel out. I'll take this x and this minus x. Those equal 0, so I can just delete those. One more time, I got this x. I take a minus x. Those equal 0, so I can delete those. Now I'm just left with minus 2x. If I look over here, alright, that looks like the beginning of my answer, so that's good. Now I want to do the same thing with minus 1 and plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1, that equals 0. So I delete those. And then again, this minus 1 and that plus 1 equals 0, so I can delete those. And I'm left with plus 4. So if I look at what I have minus 2x plus 4. That's the same thing I had over here. Perfect. Alright, let's see another example. Alright, we got a cat right there. We've got a dog right there. So this time I gave some different letters instead of X and Y. I did C and D for cats and dogs. So let's give this a try. Alright, so first I want to combine like terms. So 6C, that is a cat, 6 cats, and minus 4 cats. So I'm going to underline just to differentiate 6C minus 4C. So I have 6C minus 4C, and I want to combine the D's, or the dogs. Let me change my pen color, so I have plus 3D minus D plus 3D minus D. So when I combine these, 3D and minus D, 6C minus 4C. 6C minus 4C is 2C. 3D minus D, that is plus 2D. Alright, so these are combined. And you cannot, is combined and simplified. And if you have a C and a D, you cannot mix them together. So just like you can't mix a cat and a dog, if you did that, you'd have something like a cat dog, which was a cartoon when I was growing up from the 90s. But you know, this doesn't exist. So you can't have a cat dog. You can't mix them together. You need to keep them separate and simplify. Now I want you to pause the video, write down this definition. Okay, great. So combining like terms, I talked about it in the last slide, but this is when you add terms that have exactly the same variables and exponents, right? So you have some C's and F's over here. You also have to be careful for the exponents. If you have an X and F squared, you can't mix it with an F. This example that where you have C's and F, C stands for chicken, F stands for fries, right? You can't mix a chicken and a French fry. I guess Burger King did that. They had some chicken fries. Hashtag chicken fries. I don't know. Do those taste good? I don't know. Maybe. You let me know if you had them. Anyway, you cannot mix chicken and French fries. Only Burger King did that, and they were wrong. So keep them separate. So I'm going to delete the chicken fries. No chicken fries. So let's start doing this. All right, so first I'm going to look at my terms and see what I can combine. So as this one says 5C, let me circle that in purple. That's 12F. That's not a C. Minus 30. I don't see any C's over there. Minus 8C. Yep, that looks good to me. Plus 7 minus 3F. No more C's. Okay, so let me write down the C's first. 5C. Oop, is not minus. I mean, it's not plus. 5C minus 8C. So those are the C's. Let me do the next one. The next one I have is plus 12F. So let me, if I boxed 12F minus 30, I don't want that. Plus 7 now. And then I have plus 3F. So I want to combine the F's. So plus 12F plus 3F. Okay, let me do the numbers now. And I'll just underline in green minus 30 and plus 7. They don't have any variables attached to them, but I'm going to combine those together. So I'll write minus 30 and we have plus 7. Okay, now I can combine these. 5C minus 8C. So I know I'm going to have a C at the end, and I have to do 5 minus 8. Use a calculator, number line, that's going to be negative 3C. Now I'll do the F, so I have plus 12F plus 3F. Alright, I know it's going to end with an F. 12 plus 3, that is 15. And last, minus 30 plus 7, that was going to be negative 23. Alright, so this is your simplified expression after you combined like terms. Minus 3C plus 15F minus 23. Alright, let's do these ones together. So over here we have 5R minus 8 plus 12R minus 20. Let's do the R's first. So I'm going to do a box, 5R. I'll box the plus 12R, keep the sign in front of it. 5R plus 12R. Let me write that down first. 5R plus 12R. And I'll underline with the squiggly underline, minus 8, minus 20. There's no variable there, it's just the numbers. So minus 8, minus 20. Now I can simplify. 5R plus 12R. How many R's do we have? We have 17 R's. Minus 8 minus 20. All right, we have two negatives that we're subtracting. So we're going to actually add those together and keep the negative sign. So we have negative 28. 17R minus 28. Over here, minus 3W. Let me circle that. Plus 10. Plus 12W. I'll circle that one. Make sure you get the plus sign. Then you have minus 3. So minus 3W plus 12W. All right, let me check out the other ones. Plus 10 minus 3. There's no variables, there's no letters, so I can add those together. Plus 10 minus 3. All right. Negative 3W plus 12W. I know that will end with a W. Negative 3 plus 12. That is 9. Now I have 10 minus 3. That is going to be plus 7. All right. So that is your simplified answer. All right. Over here, there's a couple of letters in here. We have X's, Y's, and then a number with no variable. So I need to box. Let me box the X's. 8x plus 6x. All right. 8x plus 6x. Now let me do the y's. I'll circle the y's. Minus 12y and a plus 8y. Minus 12y plus 8y, and I'll underline the plus 4. Plus 4. So 8x plus 6x, that's going to end with an x. 8 plus 6 is 14. Minus 12y plus 8y, so that's going to end with a y. Minus 12 plus 8. All right, the negative number seems to be bigger than the positive one, so I know it's going to be a minus, and then you subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. 12 minus 8, minus 4y. And then over here we have plus 4. It's by itself, so there's nothing to combine it with. We just put plus 4. So there you go. 14x minus 4y plus 4. All right. Ooh, this one over here, this is a fancy one. We've got some exponents, but they're all s's. All right. So the definition, if I went back to that page real quick with the definition. Yep, too far. Yep. Here we go. So we're adding terms that have exactly the same variables and exponents. So not only do they have to have the same variable, they have to be x's or y's, they have to have the same exponent. So you can't add an x with an x squared. Let's jump ahead. All right, so let's combine. We have 5s minus 6s squared. This is s squared. That's just an s, so they have different exponents. You can't combine. Plus 4, that's different. Minus 3s squared. That's the s squared plus s. So I can combine 5s plus s. All right, 5s plus s. Now I will combine the s squared. And again, this is people get caught on this all the time. S squared is different than s. So I'm going to put a box around minus 6x, minus 6s squared. Ooh, that was a tough one. And I can combine that with minus 3s squared. So minus 6s squared minus 3s squared. And then we have plus 4 by itself. So I just write that over there. Now I can combine positive 5s plus s. I know it ends with an s. If you don't see a number in front, there actually is a number. It's a 1. There's only one s right here. So 5 plus 1, that is 6s. Over here, this is going to end with an s squared. So I have minus 6s squared minus 3s squared. All right, so they're both negative, so my answer will be negative. And when they're both negative, you add them together. So we have minus 9s squared and then plus 4. And there you go. Combine the like terms. Perfect. All right, great job so far. So we did this in a couple lessons ago, translating verbal phrases. So this says twice the sum of a number and 2. I know sum, that means I'm adding two things. A number, that's a variable, I'll use n in this example, and 2. Okay, so the sum of a number and 2, I can say that's 2 plus n, and twice, that means 2 times, right? So I need to multiply this whole thing times 2. Perfect. I'm going to give you another example that looks kind of like this. So over here, if I had 4 parentheses 1 plus 3, if I want to simplify this, right, you can do the order of operations. You do the parentheses first. 1 plus 3 is 4, so that becomes 4 times 4. And 4 times 4, and that equals 16. However, and you might know this already, but there's another way to simplify this. I'll do it on this side over here. So 4 times 1 plus 3. Instead of doing the parentheses first, there's something called the distributive property. So if I take this 4, I can multiply it by both of the terms. All right, you gotta make sure you get both of them. A common error I see is people only multiply it by the first one. So 4 times 1, well, that equals 4. 4 times 3, that equals 12. 4 plus 12 is 16. So perfect, we got the same answer doing it both ways. Now if we look at this one in the middle, we can actually simplify this a little bit more. Right? We can't do this way because you can't do 2 plus n. Those are not like terms. But I can multiply the 2 times this 2 and the 2 times the n. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times n plus 2n. All right, so this is the simplified version of this green one right there. And this is called the distributive property. So if I move this down, this is the distributive property. I want you to pause your video, copy this definition down. It says take the quantity outside the parentheses and distribute. So you're distributing this 4, right? It was multiplied by 1 and by 3, right? Or multiply it by everything inside the parentheses. So you take everything on the outside, multiply it by everything on the inside. All right, let's try to simplify some of these expressions. So over here, we have parentheses 3h plus 6, and then h is after it. If it's behind the parentheses, is that going to freak you out? Don't be freaked out, right? It's the same thing. We just multiply this h times both of these numbers. Even if it's in the back, you still multiply. So 3h times h, all right, that's going to be 3h. So if you have h times h, there's 2 of those, right? So that becomes h squared. All right, if I was going to show you that in a different way, yeah, we can cancel that out. 3h times h, that's 3h times h, all right? H times h, that's how you get the h squared. And then 6 times h, that's 6h. So if I simplify that, 3h squared plus 6h. All right, perfect. All right, whew, look at this one. We got a lot of things going on in here. Well, let's just jump right in with the order of operations. So first, right, remember we got GEMDOS. You want to start with the grouping symbols, 5x plus 2. Well, we can't do anything in there because this is a 5x, that's a 2. You can't combine those because they're different, they're not like. Are there any exponents? No. What about multiply? I don't see any multiply symbols, but if a number is next to a parenthesis, that means multiply. So let's do the distributive property and see what we get. We have 3 times 5x. Well, 3 times 5 is 15, and we keep the x. Then I have to do 3 times 2, and that's going to be 6. And now I just write the other things I have over here. Plus 2x minus 4. Now I can combine some like terms. So I have 15x, and I have plus 2x. I'll write those next to each other. 15x plus 2x, and then I have plus 6 minus 4. Plus 6 minus 4. So when I combine this, 15x plus 2x, how many x's do I have? I have 17 x's. 6 minus 4, and that's going to be 2. So my answer is 17x plus 2. Wait, whoa. Anybody catch what I just did? I made a mistake. So if I go back, let me see. This might be the first mistake I ever made, ever. So when I was up here, right, I combined these terms by doing the distributive property, 15x plus 6, all right? And then I'm supposed to take these ones down. Plus 2x, okay, plus 4. Well, I just wrote minus 4. I don't know why I did that. I made a mistake, but I caught it, so I'm going to change that to a +4. Then this one down here should be a +4. And then it's not +2, it's +10. Okay, so it's okay to make mistakes. Just always go back. What I did, I paused the video, I double checked my work, and I said, oh, whoa, I made a mistake. That's all right. We all make mistakes. We just got to learn from them. All right, moving on, next one. So this one, it looks a little different, right? We have 8 minus 3, that's not in parentheses, and then 2m minus 5. So I start off, I'm gonna do the distributive property because I can't combine these in the parentheses. So the tricky part right here is minus 3, right? This is a negative number. So when you multiply, you have to multiply a negative number. So I do minus 3 times 2m. That's going to give you minus 6m. And then I do minus 3 times minus 5. When you do a negative times a negative, it becomes positive, so that's plus 15. I'm missing one thing though, right? This 8 over here. I had to make sure I bring that down. I can't just disregard it and pretend it's not there. I started with it, and so I have to continue with it. So I have 8 minus 6m plus 15. Now I want to combine, so I'll put them in the right order. Minus 6m, then I'll take this 8, it's really a plus 8, and then plus 15. There's only this m right here, there's no other terms with that, so I'll leave that alone. 6m, and then I have 8 plus 15, that equals 23, so that's my answer right there, minus 6m plus 23. Alright, I want you to pause this video. Try these on your own. So pause, right? And then try these on your own. I'll do the work and then you can check, see how you did. Okay, so the first one I did, I started with the distributive property. I looked over here, 4x minus 8, I can't do in the parentheses. So 2 times 4x is 8x. 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. I can't forget about this 3, so I brought it down here. And then I combined 3x plus 8x is 11x, and then I have the minus 16. If you had minus 16 plus 11x, that's okay. In different orders, it's okay. Over here, again, I can't combine anything in the parentheses, so I did minus 5 times 3w. Again, this is a negative, so you got to make sure you multiply by the negative. So negative 5 times 3w, negative 15w, negative 5, and this is a negative, times negative 5 plus 25. And I can't forget about this 4 over here, so I brought the 4 there. Then I put them in the right order. 4 plus 25, I can combine those, that's 29. And then I have minus 15w. If you had minus 15w plus 29, that's okay too. This one over here, we had a fraction, so I had to do 3 over 4 times 8r. I did 3 over 4 times 8 over 1 because, right, 8 is the same as 8 over 1. I changed the 8 over 1 so I can multiply the fractions. 3 times 8 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4. I can simplify this. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So my answer for the first one was 6r. Right, I had this r, I couldn't forget about it, I had to put it back on. And then I did 3 over 4 times negative 3. I brought that over here. I did negative 3 over 1, right, because negative 3, that's the same as negative 3 over 1. So 3 times negative 3, negative 9. 4 times 1 is 4. I just wrote that over here, minus 9 over 4. The last one, the same distributive property, 12.5 times 2v. I put it in a calculator. I get 25v. And then 12.5 times negative 4, negative 50. Again, if you had the order wrong, but the same numbers, then you are good to go. All right, so good luck with the packet and the application and the mastery check. Darkus out.